Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing my December favorites. I haven't done a favorites video in a while, mostly because I don't feel like I tend to find enough new things that are my favorite every month to like do one. I feel like if I'm going to do one, I want to like really do one because I really found things I really liked and not just for the sake of putting up one of these videos, you know what I mean? And there's a gnat. It's attracted to these bright lights and it's annoying the crap out of me. Alright, so I'm going to start out with eye stuff, and my first favorite is something I mentioned recently in a video, I believe, and that is the MAC Pigment in White Gold. I've absolutely been loving this whole month. I've been using it so much. I used it in a tutorial before, I believe, and it's just like this color here. It's such a pretty, obviously, white color. It's not really gold though, it's kind of like white teal, tealish, whitish gold, if that makes sense. But it's such a pretty pigment. It's available at MAC Pro stores or MAC's website, but I just really love that color. It's so unique and gorgeous, and obviously, you know, $22, but you get enough to last you like, you know, 100 years. So awesome stuff. Next is going to be a eye primer, and this is the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. I've been obsessed with this primer. This is just as good to me as the MAC one, the 24-hour eye base that I rave about. That one's like one of the best eye primers ever. This is kind of just like on the same level as that, as well as the NARS one that you guys, if you've been watching me for like the last 5 years, you know that that's been like my favorite primer for a long time too. So all three of those kind of rank in my top ones, but this is a new one I've been using that is now kind of part of that, you know, my top 3 best eye primer. So that's the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. Next is going to be some brow products, and these are not new things. These are things I've used for a while, but pairing the two in a specific way has been like my favorite for the month. So that is the MAC Stylized Eyebrow Pencil. This is a newer color. This color is ridiculous. This can be used for pretty much anybody. I use it on myself. I'm blonde. I've used it on, you know, brown hair people. I've used it on really dark brown to almost black hair, people with, you know, really dark hair, and it's just like, it works for everybody. It's a perfect like medium grayish brown that, you know, if you, I'll show you 2 swipes here. So I'll do it lightly and then I'll press harder next to it. So basically if you press lightly, you get such a nice light taupey gray brown color, and then if you press harder, you get a really much darker, like medium to dark brown gray color. So that's what I love about these pencils, is that, you know, you can press in a different way to get a different color. So this color is absolutely perfect. And then also the MAC Pro Longwear Waterproof Brow Set in the color Emphatically Blonde. And that's this one right here. It's the lightest one of these new brow sets, but basically they're the ones with like the smaller brush. I feel like when I use this, my brow hairs look thicker because I have brow hair, but they're 1 really blonde and 2 very thin. So no matter what I do, I can't really get a super fluffy eyebrow look as much as I try. But this helps a lot. And so what I've been doing lately, and I'll zoom you in so you can see, what I've been doing is I will brush the hairs with this kind of all up and then to the end, and then I'll take this stylized brow pencil and just sort of go along the bottom and the outer corner part of the eyebrow, and that gives me a look of a much more natural, I guess, eyebrow. It's more fluffy, more hair looking, less like looking like a block of color, but still defined. So I really love that combination a lot. Next is going to be this Anastasia Dip Brow in the color Soft Brown, and I actually don't use this for my eyebrows at all. It's way too dark and too warm for my eyebrows in particular. I use this for my faux freckles. So if you watched my last tutorial, it was on the kind of anti-Instagram look, the more soft, high fashion, sorry, this stupid thing is like flying around me and it's so annoying. My last video was on like the more high fashion, professional looking makeup application, and I showed you guys how I use this dip brow pomade with a really small pointy eyeliner brush to create faux freckles. And again, I'll zoom in so you can see. So you can create like faux freckles that look so like real, but they're false, and then I just use this color to create them, and I feel like it's the perfect darkness for my skin tone. Obviously, you know, switch it up for your own skin tone. This technique does work on like darker skin tones, really light skin tones. You just change up the color that you use. But I like these because of the texture, and they're very long wearing, so I feel like it works really well for doing that kind of technique. Final eye product is these babies right here, and these are the Esqido Lashes in the style Goddess. So these are like the dupe for the House of Lashes Iconic, and they're only, I think, $5.99 a piece or $6.99, something like that. But this is what they look like. They're that really spiky, thick, long style, and these are like so beautiful. I love these eyelashes. The first time I put on a pair, they were a little, the band was a little thick and hard to work with, but then every time after using that same pair, it's like they get better and better because they get more molded to your eye and they get a little softer. So I'm just like in love with these. I bought 4 pairs. I'm still only using my first pair, and I've worn them like already 10 times probably, and they still look, you know, like perfectly new. They still look beautiful. So I'm really excited about these, to continue using these. I will definitely be repurchasing these in the future, as well as trying, you know, some of their other styles as well, because I think they're made really well and they're such a reasonable price for what you're getting. Next is going to be some face things, and it's only 2 things. The first one is this guy right here, the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. And I bought this because I've seen a lot of people use it recently, and a lot of my coworkers recommended this to me as being just a really all-around good setting powder. And so I tried it out on myself. I tried it out on a bride I did recently, and it's just really good stuff. It makes your skin look so perfect and poreless and flawless. It's hard to explain, and it looks better than a lot of other loose powders I've tried, like in photographs and things like that, and obviously in these bright ass lights that I have here, it looks really good. So I really highly recommend this. I love that it's not scented. It's just kind of just your basic perfect loose powder for that's going to really look good under any kind of lighting. So it's just great stuff all around. Next face product is going to be this guy right here. This is the Sephora bronzer in the color Los Cabos, and it is like, it's gorgeous. It's like the perfect matte bronzer that's kind of like a grayish, brownish, neutral. It's got a little yellow in it. There's literally 0 orange, 0 red in this bronzer, which is something I personally look for because I hate orangey or red tone bronzers. And so this one is just like perfect. It's like the most perfect bronzer ever. Contour, like I would just love it so much. And I like it for contouring. It's not too dark as well. It's kind of like a lighter bronzer, so it works perfectly. So if you're like a light to medium skin tone, you will definitely really like this one a lot. Next is going to be this lip liner from MAC, and it's the color Plum, and I will swatch it here for you. It's basically like a darker version of Whirl. So let me swatch Whirl because I just happen to have it right here. Okay. So here's Whirl, and then here's Plum. So it's not really like the name says. It doesn't really look like what you'd think a plum would look like. It's basically a neutral brownie pink with a little bit of purpley plum in it, but it's mostly kind of like neutral brownie, with just a little bit of like a mauviness to it. It's so weird, but it's so perfect for those lips that I love when you do like a darker neutrally mauve lip liner, you know, all over, line it, fill it in, and then use like a really pretty like light pink or light nudie pink lipstick in the center. Like, oh my god, it's like so beautiful and perfect for that. And if I'm doing like a regular, any kind of lip really, other than like red or like a colorful color, any kind of nude colored lipstick, you can just take this lip liner and so lightly run it along the edges of your lips, and your lips will look like so much fuller instantly. It's so great for that as well. So that's something that's just been like blowing it out of the water. I've been using that on a lot of people at work, and all my customers love it too. It's like such a good liner. So last but not least is going to be 2 brushes. These are some of the brushes I got from Morphe, which you will have seen if you watched my Morphe haul / tutorial first impression video that I posted a couple weeks ago. And these are just my, out of all of them, like I like all of them a lot, but I just wanted to pick kind of my absolute favorites from them that I was just like blown away by, that I'm just totally obsessed with. And that's these 2 guys right here. So the first one is the M501. Everyone knows about this if you watch any kind of YouTube video. I'm sure you've already heard of it. It's just the huge blending brush that's really great for highlighting the cheekbones. It does exactly what I wanted it to do. It gets a very nice full-on kind of highlighter look and blends it in so nicely. It's very soft and it does exactly what I wanted it to do. And it seems very sturdy, very good quality. The bristles feel really nice and I'm not getting any shedding yet. So I'm really been loving this. And then the other one that is definitely my #1 favorite from the entire set that I purchased is the G2. So it's the more rounded synthetic brush from the Gunmetal collection. And this is the most perfect brush for, I always use it for my under eye concealer for blending that in and then setting my under eye concealer with powder. I use the same brush for both. I kind of just wipe it off in between on the little towel and then use it to set my under eye concealer too. And it's just so perfect. It's the perfect size. It's the perfect density. It's so soft. It's just like everything. It's such a good brush. So the next time I order Morphe, I'll probably buy a couple of these because it's just so worth it. You know, it's such a good brush. And yeah, the quality is just really, it's there. It's just amazing. So not enough good things to say about the Morphe brushes I got. Alright guys, so that's it. Not too many things, but just kind of overall what I really felt strongly that I really liked in this month of December. So I appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe and thumbs up if you like the video. Leave a comment down below letting me know of any more videos you want to see as always, and I will see you next time. Bye.